Michael, how is crypto different from any other commodity? I mean, you know, wheat and pork bellies are traded on the Chicago Board, Exchange. You've got stocks that are traded on the New York Exchange and others. First of all, let's define crypto, and then how was crypto being traded prior to Sam Bankman-Fried?
Both great questions. So let's define crypto in a really crude, simple way. It's made up money. It's make-believe money. It's a
commodity that's pretending to be money, isn't it?
It starts as money, though. It starts, it's invented by someone whose identity's never been revealed, but right. whose pseudonym is Satoshi Nakamoto. But at the back end of the financial crisis in 2008, 2009, in response to his mistrust, or whoever it was, his mistrust of banks and fiat currency. And it's the idea in the beginning is that it's going to replace fiat money, that it's going to be a means of exchange. Turns out to be very poorly suited to it because it takes forever for a Bitcoin transaction to be processed. And so it becomes almost very early in its life a solution in search of a problem. He designed the technology is, I guess, interesting to technologists, but the big thing is that you can't counterfeit Bitcoin. So you can and the money supply is fixed of Bitcoin, so there's no risk of inflation. But it didn't serve its intended purpose, and it became pretty quickly its main purpose was a speculative instrument, something to gamble on, and because it went up and down so much. And how it traded differently is interesting. Bitcoin is the first of a seemingly infinite number of cryptocurrencies. You couldn't invent more Bitcoin, but you can invent other kind of cryptocurrencies. And there are lots of different cryptocurrencies, and they all trade. And they trade, you could trade them directly with people. You don't need an exchange. But essentially in the crypto world, which was ironically sort of created to sort of circumvent the formal financial system, they've replicated the formal financial system. And one piece of it that they've replicated is exchanges. And there are dozens of crypto exchanges, mostly in Asia, but there's Coinbase is the big one in the United States, but there's another one in the United States called Kraken. And you could trade these things on those exchanges. And it's become, the wonder of it all is it's become socially accepted. It is a fiction. It's like, do you accept the value of this thing? Mm-hmm. It has nothing. It has no value underneath it. It's not generating income like a stock or a company. It's worth whatever people are willing to pay for.
No intrinsic value.
No intrinsic value. And so they could go to zero and everybody would say, oh, that makes sense. Or it could go to $1 trillion and everybody could say, oh, that makes sense. And it's gone from nothing to whatever, roughly $60,000 of Bitcoin now. And the whole market is a $2 trillion market. And it's got a degree of social acceptance and institutional acceptance, like big money managers are now putting some money into Bitcoin, that it's kind of hard to see it going away now.
It's absolutely fascinating. We're talking with Michael Lewis. His new book is Going Infinite, The Rise and Fall of a New Tycoon, about Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX and the whole thing.